Going on YouTube? It's EK here, and today I kind of have a quick rant that I. How do I just? It's in the title. Basically, I get stood up. So to kind of go full story or like tell the full story. So currently I'm single and I am trying to meet people and so I use a number of dating apps because you might as well just hit them all or at least all the ones that work. And so I met this one person, or I matched with this one person on a dating app called Hinge. If you're not familiar with it, it's one of many dating apps where you basically, it's more than just swiping left and right. Sure, you just look through pictures, but you answer a few profile questions about yourself, and people can comment, and if they like you, they can comment on something about your profile or one of your pictures, right? Or they just say they like it, and you see if you match back with them. So it's a very simple app. So I matched with this one girl. Her name was Amy. I don't know what her last name is. I might as well just tell you her name. It doesn't really matter. And it seemed like it was, her and I were exchanging messages back and forth for about, I would say, 5 to 6 days. And it seemed like it was going pretty well. Her and I seemed to be hitting it off. And it seemed like, yeah, like I said, it seemed like it was going well. And eventually I was like, hey, why don't we meet up and grab lunch, and get to know each other more? She said, great, sure. We decided to meet up on a Tuesday. And, I gave an address for a mutual location. I was like, hey, let's meet there. Perhaps that was not the most chivalrous thing to do. Maybe I should have picked her up. I don't know. But I feel like these days you can never be too careful about these things, especially from the more female perspective. You don't want a guy you just met online to know where you're living. So, I want to respect those spaces, and whatnot. So we meet at the restaurant, and or at least we're supposed to, right? So I arrive a little bit early just to make sure that I want to put my name down because it's a place that doesn't accept reservations. And the first thing I find out from the host is like, oh, it's gonna be half an hour wait. So I'm like, okay, I'll put my name down, and as I go to my phone to text her. Now at this point, I haven't gotten her actual number yet. I figure, I can grab that later. So I go to the app to text her and be like, hey, it's going to be half an hour wait. In case you're running late, you can take your time. The second I open up the app, I notice that our conversation is gone. And when the conversation is gone, the only way to do that is basically to unmatch with the person. Basically, you don't want to see this person anymore. And that was the first thing I noticed. And my first thought was like, maybe my app is malfunctioning, and it's not showing me the conversation that I had with this girl. So I immediately exit out the app. I close it out completely, and then I reopen the app just in case. Again, no conversation there. And I'm like, all right, so this seems really messed up. It's literally the exact time we're supposed to meet right now. And I'm looking around and I don't see her, and I can't text her. So I'm thinking what is going on? All right. And obviously my mind goes straight to the worst possible scenario, which is she's standing me up. And oops, sorry, something just came up on my computer. Shut up. And so I'm kind of okay, this seems a little bit messed up. And for a moment, I'm like, maybe she accidentally, closed out our conversation or unmatched from me. And, maybe she's still coming, right? So, but I'm looking through the app, and I'm looking through some other people I've matched with, some old conversations from a long time ago. And I noticed that for every conversation, there's only 3 choices: is to hide or unhide this conversation. That's usually happens when you don't want to see updates from this person anymore. or like more messages, maybe you're just not interested, to unmatch the person, which will completely remove them from as a potential person you can message anymore. And then the last one is just, it says like we met. And it's essentially a way for you to give feedback to the app and say like, oh yeah, I met this person, I didn't like them, or I liked them, or whatever. Like, but it still shows the conversation in the app or like in your kind of message section. So the only way for a message to fully disappear is to unmatch with this person. So basically, this girl unmatched me the same time, like around the same day. I'm guessing that where we're supposed to meet up, because the night before we confirmed that we were going to go on that date the next day. So I out of like, I don't know, just hope, I'm like, okay, let's wait around for another 15 to 20 minutes just to see, just in case like she shows up late and like has an explanation. Obviously no one shows up. And I leave, and I'm like, you know what, like this is insane. Like I'm not even gonna eat here, because at this point I don't even have a appetite, and it's pretty hard for me like my size to lose my appetite. So you can imagine how upset I was. So, and after this, as I think back to this situation, the only thing that I feel like I'm not even that upset, because like I've been rejected by plenty of people in my life, and rejection, I'm used to it. I deal with it and I move on. The only thing that really upsets me is the disrespect of standing someone up. I feel like, if she just wasn't interested, she could have just said that. She could have just been like, you know what, like I had a change of heart, or like I just changed my mind. I don't think, I want to really meet you in real life. I don't think this is going to go anywhere, and we can just, go our separate ways digitally. I feel like that would have been the most respectful thing to do, and just do it. Like, and I understand some people are like, oh, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm like, you're not really going to hurt my feelings. Yes, I'm going to feel rejected for like half an hour, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to get over it. I understand that most guys, a lot of guys don't react that way, right? There is a whole, I understand that there is a whole Instagram page dedicated to guys who handle rejection very badly. and maybe she's gotten those situations before, so maybe she thought I would react the same way if she rejected me. I can understand that, wanting to avoid that, but I think it's extremely messed up to make plans with someone, make them think you're gonna show up, and then just not show up. Like if you weren't interested and you wanted to just avoid that, like, me and just, or any person, and just like not even talk to this person anymore, don't make plans with them. Like I feel like that's a really messed up thing to do. Make plans with them. Like the fact, because like I basically wasted at least a good hour of my day thinking I was going to meet a person that I was going to really enjoy spending time with. I normally, don't really like, I mean, right now during COVID, like most days I just wear shorts and a t-shirt. That day I decided to finally wear pants again, obviously. And, put on a nice shirt. I did my hair, made sure I smell nice. And I even washed my car just to make sure I wasn't driving up in like, a really dirty car or whatever. I made sure I looked good, like not that like, I'm like a model or anything, but like, I made sure I was presentable to this person, and I go there and they don't even bother to show up. They don't even bother to tell me, even before, like, even if it was like as I'm driving, be like, hey, look, I've been thinking about this and I don't want to meet you. I feel like that would have been at least a decent thing to do, right? The most decent thing that this person could have done was just say, I'm not interested. Good luck to you. And that would have been, and even if like, say I was one of those people who don't react very well, she could have just said that and just immediately unmatched me. She wouldn't have gotten any backlash from me if I was that type of person, which I don't. But again, like the part that bugs me the most is that this is how she set up plans and then just ditched me. I feel like that again, like, I'm kind of repeating myself, like I'm a broken record, but that's extremely disrespectful. And to anyone that's watching this video out there, like, don't do that. Like, that's just really messed up. If you're not interested in a person, just tell them you're not interested. And then, if you have to block them or something, just so that you don't get backlash in case you think they're going to react poorly, just block, just like do something to block them, or like ignore their text if they try to, get a hold of you or something, just do like the most decent thing you can do is just tell them, no, I'm not interested. And then just, remove them from your life. Don't like put them in a place where like they basically waste their time. I feel like that's the most like for me, it's equivalent to, when people show up late for meetings. That means you're just not respectful of people's time. When you show up late to meetings, and my boss is like that. I feel the same way. Like, this person is just basically like, I don't give a crap what you do, and I can care less that I just completely leave you hanging. So I'm not even going to tell you that I'm not going to show up and completely waste like your day. And that's the part that, like, again, that I'm not pissed off, but like that bugs me the most. It's because that this person did this. So sorry, this is just a rant that I had to get out, because it's just for the last few days it's been bothering me, and maybe it's bothering me more than it should. But I feel like there should be like just kind of like a PSA out there, don't ditch people, don't make plans and ditch them, and part of me almost thought it was like, does she like know me, or like does she have a friend that maybe knows me that I maybe have wronged in the past, that maybe she was like, you know what, I'm gonna make plans with this person and mess with them but I'm like, I don't like this. I doubt there would have been a situation where we would have had mutual friends. One, we were like 7 years apart. Like, I'm 35, she was 28, and unless the app is wrong and she's actually older or something, we're not the same ethnicity. Not that there can't be connection if there's different ethnicities, but like, I don't have friends in her particular ethnicity, or like not a lot of them, that would have connected me to someone that young and in this area, that would have connected me to her, that I would know of. So either this person was trying to get back at me, like had like a mutual friend that was like, oh my gosh, don't date him, because he was like I'm like, I haven't even treated anyone poorly in the past at all. Like, I don't think, like, except for one person I don't think I was a jerk to. Well, I basically shouldn't have been dating them, but I did. But I doubt that person is not even from this area. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. All I'm saying is, like, it was really messed up. And like, yeah, out there, like if you guys are dating out there and like, you are meeting people that you don't want to meet, just say you don't want to meet them. Don't throw them out for a loop. Like, I would have even been okay if she was like, oh, I don't think this is going to go anywhere, and I'm just going to milk this guy for a meal. I would have even been okay with that, like, because at least I would have met her, and, maybe like, and in the end, if she just like, oh, like she's just going to completely like just ghost me. I feel like that's even okay, because at the end of the day, I didn't wait. I mean, I would have wasted my time and like money in a way. At least I would got a decent meal out of it, and would have been able to meet, a person that, even though it didn't work out, I would have been able to like meet a new person at the end of the day. Like, I feel like that's still a silver lining than compared to what I just gone through. But anyways, this video has gone on long enough. It's already like 14 minutes long. I don't even know why. But yeah, don't do that. And that's the end of my rant. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this went on for so long, but again, don't do that to people. And please be nice to everybody. All right. Thanks.